Alright guys, so we're gonna get going here on building Task Force Alpha's operation for, what are we at now, Phase 8 or Phase 9 of Black Spear? So this is gonna be our AO for the night, basically this entire village area. This is the actual COP itself that they're gonna be taking, but we are gonna have pretty much this entire town garrisoned up and all militarized and so on and so forth. The closest friendly position is going to be COP Raleigh, which is over here in this area. So I would assume that's where they're coming from. I don't know for sure, but that is where we're going to focus most of our defenses, is kind of to the south and west here, kind of this area. Since to the east is fairly friendly area, we have friendly position there. There is Blue 4 position that's basically out over here, but we're still going to focus most of our shit out to the southwest here. So before I start placing down all the guys that I have garrisoned, right now I want to look and see what I have in terms of areas for vehicles. This is a pretty good spot right here. It can kind of see the town from there, but it can't actually see the COP. So we'll probably set something up here that's not too crazy of it's a pretty tight slope to drive up, but we could come up from down here. I'm thinking setting something up basically probably right here, to be honest, because it's got the best eyes really out there. Not sure what I want to set up here though. I want to use a BMP or an MBT. I don't really want to build a traditional fighting position for this right here. It will do a BTR-80 Alpha sitting up here. That'll be a fairly easy target to see, but there we go. That's a little bit better. Protect this hull a little bit more. He's still got really long sight lines, but his hull's a little bit more protected. Obviously won't be able to see stuff down in here, but that's fine. And then I think up on this spot here, I want to have an actual fighting position for probably an MBT here. So let's get that set up real quick. And yep, that's the one I want. All right, so we're gonna want it slightly downward like that. Move it forward a little bit more. That angled properly. This in there. Angle these a little bit more. It should be good like that. There we go. And it's floating a little bit. And as I completely forgot about, and luckily one of you guys mentioned in the comments for the last one of these videos, I can use the change height module and move this down just a little bit. So we'll go with, we'll say negative 0.5, see how that looks. And it's a little too much. We'll move it back up, we'll say there we go, that's not too bad. And shift it. That's gonna fuck up the... Yeah, fuck it, that should be fine. At a distance, you're never gonna notice it. Alright, so then we'll do this one, change height, we'll do negative 0.3. And there we go, now that's not floating. And I may as well just remove these from Zeus now. And get tank. for him to spin his barrel around so he doesn't end up hitting the fucking Hesco with it. Kind of inch it forward here until we're in a decent enough position. There we go. Now that barrel should be good to depress down. I usually like to check it myself just to be sure. Oh yeah. Pretty good field of fire out there. And actually, I want to, because this is going to be at nighttime, go ahead and select that. Now I have to remember to keep giving these guys fucking NVGs. Not going to worry about that right this minute. So I also want a cami net over this tank. That'll work. This time, I'm not gonna fucking have, or try not to have the fucking pole in the way, so I gotta kind of pay attention to how I'm moving this. Sure, we'll say it just kind of falls on the back of it there. That pole should be far enough out of the way that it's not going to cause any problems. Alright, guess I should have waited on removing shit. Not worried about removing that because I'll add it back in later. Alright, and then I want an Igla team up here with him, kind of protecting that. As a safe, have them just kind of patrol right around this area here. And I think this is going to be our mortar position back in here. Artillery, Podnos. Alright, there we got our mortar position. Get our tubes faced out kind of to the south and southwest. Alright, so that looks good there. Also kind of want something over on this hilltop. Don't know about putting a vehicle up here. And I can't really put something on that hilltop because it's just going to be too close to the COP there. I might put a patrol down in this valley and shit, but I don't want anything on the actual hill itself. No, I like having... like to have something here to kind of have a good crossfire, even if they are coming from the south or from the west. They'll probably end up, running into the side of it, but kind of want something here to have a crossfire out to the south if they do end up coming in from the south. Maybe, yeah, I'll set another BTR up here. 280 alphas in a tank, that should be pretty good in terms of armor. We're not going to do anything more than that in terms of armor. Rest of it's just going to be infantry and like GAZs and shit like that. I think I kind of want to have this one in an actual fighting position since it is fairly exposed to the south and southwest there. Yeah, I'm going to go steal the fighting position from the tank over here real quick, so I'll add this shit back in. Copy those. Bounce back over here. Those placed down. Then I gotta put these back in position. Come on, lift up there. There we go. Get this other one, and then I'll drop both of them. And I'll pull the BTR up there a little bit more. I think what I might do... Let me see here. This thing is fairly long. And its ass is pretty exposed in that position. So if they do come over that hilltop, it's going to be pretty weak there. So what I'm actually going to do here, kind of case this thing in a little bit more. And take that out, that. And then I can take another one just like that and drop that down. Yeah, I gotta move that over a little bit. There we go. And give me another one. Do the same thing. There. Now it's a fairly decent fighting position for that. It's a little bit better protected on the flanks. They still might have the elevation to be able to dump a Maz round or something into there, but overall that's not too bad. All right, so that sets up our fighting positions. Now let's get to our actual garrison group. And I'm going to need a big ass group for this. And then we'll go to our garrison, behavior. I'm going to set the range pretty wide for this. We'll say 500 for right now. Fill evenly, yes. Hit OK. All right, that gives us those guys there. And this, for some reason, is a completely separate group. I'm unsure as to why that happened. But we'll put these guys down here. Make the range a little bit less for these guys. Hopefully it'll put, all right, okay amount in there. And like with last time, I'm not going to record me moving all the garrison guys around and so on and so forth. That's just time consuming and monotonous. Basically, all I do is just go around and look and see where they're all at, what directions they're facing, and so on and so forth. Just make sure they're in decent positions and shit. So I'm not going to bother with that right now. What I am going to do now, though, is set up a few squad size elements for patrol. Like I said, I want one in this valley here. And probably have one out here. One in this general direction. And maybe one on the back side of the hill here. And then one last one there. So that'll be our patrol elements. We'll go ahead and set these guys up on their patrols. And I want to keep these guys on the back side of the hill. I don't want them to really crest that defilade there. We're going to keep these guys kind of out in the front area here. Same with these ones here. I want them to stay out to the south end of town. You check and make sure real quick. Okay, yeah, they're not in view. And these guys, I only want them patrolling in this valley, so we'll have them do one of these. And same with these guys. I want them to stay in this valley. Alright, so that's decent there. We got all our garrison guys down. Now let's figure out some positions where some GAZs would kind of make sense. Thinking kind of like right here, having a GAZ. Like looking kind of off this direction. Go into here, cars, GAZ. And set up like that. And maybe another one on this side of the bridge here. Are they going to be in view? I don't think so. It might be. Is there somewhere? And not really, and I don't really want to put them down in this riverbed. I can set him right here next to the road. Looks like, yeah, he should be in defilade there. And kind of set him up down in this little dip, or not. Fuck me, I guess. And we put him there. There we go. Alright, that should be alright. And this is, I kind of just have him here as kind of a QRF, so if, you know, these guys down here get engaged, these guys can roll up either through the brush here or actually down the road. It's kind of the reasoning behind that, if you will. And actually, wouldn't mind having another patrol right here. Kind of a open spot in the line. So we'll take those guys there. Place down another set there. And we'll set that. Alright, so now we kind of have a full 360 around the area in terms of patrols. Pretty much anywhere they come from, they should run into a patrol before they're actually engaging the AO itself, or at least have a patrol in very close proximity to them if they do engage. Because if they pop up on this hill, this patrol may not necessarily see them, but they'll be very close to them, and then the tank and the BTR over there can probably engage. This one over here won't really be able to engage them if they come up from the direct southwest there. But if they come from the south and they pop up over in there or on that side of the fucking hill, they'll be in nice view of that thing. Now the other, I guess, kind of fun thing that we're going to be doing for this one that nobody's aware of yet, besides those of us that kind of planned this out, is depending upon how this works out with these guys, so on and so forth, about midway through this, basically once they start getting into the town and are starting to clear it and stuff, there's going to be a force of militia come down from the north, basically moving along these ridge lines on the backsides of Defilade. And the militia is going to be attacking at the same time that Blue 4 is attacking, which is going to make it interesting because the militia and the elite guard actually are not friendly towards each other. They're hostile. So there's going to be kind of a three-way fight going on in this valley. Once everything's kind of kicked off and they're really in the AO, the militia are going to try and take advantage of that and turn it into a three-way fight, which should make things interesting. But overall, that's pretty much gonna be it. Really all we got left here is to work on the garrison group and get guys moved around, get this COP a little bit more heavily populated, maybe put a fixed gun or something somewhere, maybe, it's a big maybe, maybe on like a rooftop or something back here, but that's pretty much it. So this one was fairly quick. It's pretty straightforward, you know. It's really just one big garrison group and a couple of fighting positions up on the hills and patrols. Nothing real special that needed to be done for this one. Obviously, I didn't need to build anything since S4 takes care of that for us on the template. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little insight as to how the mission for tonight was made. And yeah, if you watch the stream and are curious about, well, how the fuck did such and such happen and where was, you know, such and such placed and shit like that, you'll be able to watch this video and know. So hopefully you guys enjoyed.